North Florida for that last playoff spot. Ray Ferraro against Messier in the face-off, and we are underway. Ron Hextall and Glenn Healy are the goaltenders for today's game. Healy, the former New York Islander, who played here 4 years, will be in net for the New York Rangers. Sent in wide of the net. Hextall came out to get it. Darius Kasparaitis got hit hard up against the boards. Leach trying to hold it in, and he did. It was onside. Ferraro leveled into the boards behind the play by Messier.
There are two indications that the Rangers are not satisfied with what they have already in this season. First, a huge hit by Glenn Anderson, and an even bigger whack by Mark Messier. Man, oh man.
Great shots early on. There is Glenn Healy. His last start was on March 27 against Winnipeg, as he had 15 saves and a 3-1 loss there.
You know, Mike Keenan told Glenn Healy that he would start 2 of the last 5 games, and he's running out of time, so that's why he's starting today. Ron Hextall has been the #1 man for the New York Islanders all season long. He has had his ups and downs. He's experiencing an up right now. He has been good over the last little while.
Hextall 2-0-2 in his last 4 games, and playing in his 399th game. Ron Hextall in net, and the Islanders need him to come up big. Healy had trouble handling the puck. Cleared around by Jay Wells to the near side, not out. Baskey, the shot deflected off the defenseman's skates. Melikov came back to get it. Wells will work it back in behind the net. He is working with Zubov on defense. Jay Wells and Zubov, the defensive pairing. Craig McTavish, the only helmetless player in the National Hockey League, out there centering now, and also wearing one of the assistant captain's A's. Bill and I were noting during the warm-ups, and as Bill said, didn't take long for McTavish to get the A on after coming over from the Oilers.
You'll see a lot of ex-Oilers wearing A's and the C. Mark Messier wears the captain's C in New York.
Turgeon in the corner for it, the high-scoring line for the New York Islanders. Turgeon, their leading scorer, in the corner. Thomas trying to kick the puck out of there. Noonan comes over in front of Turgeon. Noonan doing battle. Down goes Turgeon as he got decked by McTavish. McTavish fell down. Centering pass. Penalty coming up. It'll be in the New York Islanders. The Rangers got it set up to Brian Noonan, who was cutting through the middle. He got hauled down, and Terry Gregson, our referee, will put the first 2 up on the board on a power play coming up for the Rangers.
But when you turn up the forechecking buttons the way the New York Rangers have, sooner or later somebody's going to have to get dragged down. Pierre Turgeon lost his man Brian Noonan on the way to the net. By the time the puck got to Noonan, he had position on Pierre Turgeon. Turgeon had to hook him to take him down. But boy, the Rangers have set the tempo. They have not allowed the New York Islanders to take it to them. There is the first whack of the game by Glenn Anderson, and just a couple of seconds later, this one right here. Ray Ferraro, wham, into the boards. Ferraro will undoubtedly play against Mark Messier if Al Arbour has his way. Arbour told me before the game he wants that matchup. If Mark Messier is revved up, any center that's ever played against him in the league will tell you you're going to be sore tomorrow.
We sure look ready on that first shift. Look at this power play, #1 in the National Hockey League. The best specialty team units belong to the New York Rangers. The New York Islanders, they have struggled shorthanded, 16th in the league, but better at home. They've given up only 31 of the 78 power play goals at home. They are 6th best in the league at killing off penalties on home ice. Cleared out of the zone by the Islanders. Zubov coming back to get it. Zubov, what a season he is having. Second only to Ray Bourque among defensemen in scoring in the National Hockey League. And with Bourque out for the last week, had a chance to catch him and did not do it. Brought in by Leach. Power play for the Rangers. Hextall went back to get it and could not. Graves, Zubov, far side to Leach. Leach will take it. Good sprawling block by Uwe Krupp.
That's a great block by Krupp because he was the only guy on that side of the ice. He looks like he's in quite a bit of pain from the shot. Probably only lasts a little while.
6'6", 232 pounds. When he goes down, you've got a lot to shoot around. Centering pass for Bookabum from Messier, deflected in the corner. Melikov. Melikov up to the point, not out. Zubov. Ranger power play with 1:12 left on it. Look for Graves. The backhand shot wide. Messier and Graves. Behind the net, Graves. Adam Graves. Bookabum's out in front. Tied up by Baskey and cleared out of the zone. Good play behind the net by Baskey, who freed that puck up.
And Graves is still going at it with Baskey. Boy, Baskey cleared Graves out. Looked like he got his stick up on him a little bit, and Adam Graves went right back at him. If there's one guy that won't turn the other cheek in a Rangers uniform, it's Adam Graves. Look out, he'll come at you.
Kovalev dumped it high off the boards. Can't get it out. Zubov held it in. Leach, power play Rangers. Leach the move. Leach in. Leach can't get the shot off as Benoit Ho took it away and clears it out. 30 seconds of the power play.
The Islanders did the same thing as just before that big Uwe Krupp loss. They got 3 penalty killers all along one sideboards. You can't do that against the New York Rangers power play.
Kovalev brings it up. Gets tied up in the corner by Scott LaChance, and the Islanders penalty killers get it done. Down to 15 seconds left on this Ranger power play. The Rangers this season and the previous games between these two teams have gone 5 for 25 on the power play against the Islanders. That's effective. Sent in by Doug Lidster. Hextall could not hold it up. LeChance trying to get it out. Had it pinned up by Larmer. LeChance, Larmer, LeChance up and out of the zone. They killed it off. Turgeon back out on the ice. And the Rangers 0 for 1 on the power play. Lidster sends it in. No score 4 minutes into this first period. Islanders trying to clear the zone. Knocks it down King. King, cross ice. Thomas, Hogue, Thomas, and King are the line for the New York Islanders. King drops it back for Turgeon, their leading scorer, and Turgeon's in offside. 16:02 left to go here in the first. Rangers and Islanders, no score.
Well, the New York Islanders really dodged a bullet on their penalty killing, especially against the New York Rangers power play. You see one Islander there, 2, 3, 4, and they're all on this side of the ice. That leaves everybody wide open over here. And the Rangers, the way they move the puck, will really kill the Islanders if they do that, overcommit on one side.
Rangers do not convert on their first power play chance. We remain scoreless here. Swung around Nemchinov, rolled it in on Hextall, but a hard time finding that. And you can see that the sticks are up. If these Islanders make the playoffs and they finish 8th, the team they will face first are these New York Rangers.
Well, Ron Hextall of the New York Islanders, as I mentioned earlier, has had an up and down season, and he absolutely has a playoff skeleton in the closet that he needs to exercise himself of if, in fact, they do make the playoffs. His last 4 starts in the playoffs were last year as a member of the Quebec Nordiques. He lost all 4 after winning the first 2 games against the Montreal Canadiens. The Nordiques lost 4 straight. Ron Hextall admitted he was not at his best. A lot of people will be watching Ron Hextall if the Islanders make it.
And they are on the verge of doing that. Tied with Florida, but up in the win column, which is the first tiebreaker, is the number of wins. Even though they're tied with points with Florida right now, they have 2 more wins. Leach shot, save Hextall. McTavish, save Hextall. Came up big twice. Tommy Curvers clears it up. Hold there. Puck checked away from him deeper into the zone. Hextall, who loves to wander, loves to handle the puck. Got it up, and Turgeon will break. Turgeon coming with Thomas. Here, Turgeon, their leading scorer, through the middle. Tied up, taken out of the play. Fans wanted to call, won't get it. Good defense put on that time by Jeff Bukaboom, who squeezed Turgeon off the puck. Believe it or not, for the New York Rangers, their leading scorer is Sergei Zubov. You'd have said that at the beginning of the season. You could have got as much of a bet as you would have wanted. Especially because he started in the minors. Yeah. He spent the first 2 games in the minors, and that's how close we came to not seeing a great season unfold. He was called up as a result of injuries. Baskey, Ferraro, shot, score! Scoring streak for Ray Ferraro. What a terrific play by King back to Baskey and then into Ray Ferraro. I mean, Ray Ferraro was uncovered, and that's what made it happen. But it was a terrific 3-way play. What a move. You know, Ray Ferraro only has 20 goals. Make that 21 with this one. The last 4 games, he has played his best hockey of the season. Anybody that watched the playoffs last year will remember Ray Ferraro. 2 overtime goals against the Washington Caps. He is Mr. Clutch, and he is showing us that clutch again. Great shot. Ray Ferraro has had 4 goals, 3 assists in the last 6 games. King on the right, Ferraro on the left who got the goal. And the Islanders have a 1-0 lead on a great shot. Larmer taken out of the play by Kasparaitis. Got it behind the net. Kovalev trying to dump it in front, taken down Uwe Krupp. And they are ready to go. Both these teams here today playing this one up. Larmer dropped it into the middle. Puck checked away. Bukaboom played by Kovalev. The goal by Turgeon at 1:32. Kovalev shot blocked up deep by Kasparaitis. Ray Ferraro's 21st from Baskey and King. 5:18 the time of the goal. 5:18 on the goal by Ray Ferraro. Krupp starts it up ice. Both teams trying to come over the boards and change up here. Hit put on the far side as they wait for people to get out on the ice. Gilbert put the shot on over there, cleared around near side. Hogue tried to hold it in, could not. Noonan got it out of the zone, played by Scott LeChance. Chance drops it off into the middle. Rangers play back. And Nemchinov's pass to Gilbert on target. Gilbert in, shot, save made. Puck still loose in the crease. There's the whistle. Hextall made the initial save. The puck was still loose at the side of the net as it came off the Bosch peg. Islanders lead it 1-0. The all-time record between these two teams, 66-60 and 14. The Islanders lead the Rangers, and especially here, this is a very tough building for the Rangers. They've won only 17 games here ever. Islanders lead here at home 47, 17 and 6. And this season, these teams have split in games that have been played here. Noonan ran the puck in wide of Hextall, though. Islanders up 1-0. Third around the net. David Maley, pretty big boys out there right now. Both these teams can put out some pretty good checking lines. Craig McTavish is working on a line with Tikkanen and Noonan right now. As a Tikkanen moved over on the side with a hit, Boom sends it in wide.
This fourth line for the New York Islanders with Keith Acton in the middle, Mick Pacoda on one side, Dave Maley on the other side. They got their first point as a line in 18 games. Friday night, it was a huge win. Mick Pacoda scored a goal and they were all in on it, but they do mostly banging and checking jobs. They were big for the Islanders scoring a goal on Friday night.
That's Pacoda. He's got Baskey cutting in. Baskey stuck in near side. He was all by himself. Centering pass knocked away by Glenn Healy. Great setup in front of the net. David Maley was there and tried to tip it in, and Ian Healy was stick to stick on that one. Boom turned it up near side to Noonan. Can't get it out of the zone. Pacoda was there. Sticks get up. McTavish goes at it. McTavish behind the play with the sticks up on Acton. Sent in on Hextall. Those two players separate and skate away. Near side for King. Both teams changing it up. Malikoff back to get it. Malikoff and Baskey back in the Islander zone. 12 minutes left here in the first. Islanders up. Zubov knocked it down. Zubov trying to dump it along the near side boards. Intercepted by King. Eric King will start the other way. King with 30 goals, 37 assists. Playing at a +17 off to Turgeon. Turgeon poke checked away from him into the corner. Turgeon goes back to get it. He and Zubov do battle. King moves in. Zubov came away with the puck. Zubov got it up near side. Graves. Adam Graves reaching that 50-goal mark this season. Now 51 on the year. Their leading goal scorer in a great season. Only the second New York Ranger ever to reach that 50-goal mark. Nick Hatfield, of course, the other. Graves out there right now. Graves dropped it in. Here's Messier. Messier scores! What a shot! Game tied at 1.
Well, the New York Islanders pinched up a little too aggressively, and Mark Messier got in behind them. Mark Messier and his entire line have been quiet. Mark Messier hasn't scored in a long while, but this is a huge goal for them that he actually was trying to pull to the side of Ron Hextall, and he misplayed it. Ron Hextall had it slip through the 5-hole. Mike Keenan says, way to go and keep it going. This is really the only thing that the New York Rangers have not had going for them in the last while, Gary, is their number one line has not produced. Adam Graves hasn't scored still since he got numbers 50 and 51. Mark Messier hasn't scored with any regularity. If they get that line going, look out.
23 games since he last scored a goal. That is pretty incredible. Mark Messier with 25 goals on the season has tied this game up. Graves and Zubov get the assist.
Well, here it is from the Adam Graves pass. I mean, you know, Graves kind of dished off a Hail Mary to Messier, but it was Derek King, number 27 for the Islanders, that let Messier go. You know, anytime Graves sees that matchup, I mean, Derek King will score 30 goals every season, I think, from now until he retires. Not the best defensive player in the league. Graves pretty smart. He knows Messier can out-muscle Derek King, so just throw it up for grabs and let Messier take care of business, which he did.
And he did. Jay Wells chasing it down as the Rangers come back and tie this game up on Messier's goal. Again, has tried to knock it down. Larmer couldn't handle it. This is going to be an icing call at the other end with Baskey going back ahead of Larmer on the touch-up for the Islanders. 10:54 left to go. First period. Great to have you with us here at ABC. The Rangers and Islanders at 1. Shots are 5-1 here. The Rangers got theirs on their only shot, tying this game up. Other games going on in the National Hockey League. Dallas has got the lead over St. Louis. Courtnall picking up his 26th in that for Dallas. The other games going on in the National Hockey League that we'll keep you posted on that are just getting underway. And all of them having some impact on positioning for the Stanley Cup playoffs. The National Hockey League regular season ending this coming Thursday, and the playoffs beginning next weekend. Craig McTavish Cleared out of the zone. Will be chased down by Bukaboom at the far end. They wave off any icing. Gary Gregson, the referee. Pat DePuzzo and Dan Shakti are the linesmen working the game here. Turgeon tried to hold it in at the point. Got it around McTavish. Has the ticket and ties him up. Pretty good battle on the far side. Derek King off for Thomas. Taken away by Leach. And Leach able to clear it out of the zone. It'll be chased down at the other end by Tommy Kurvers. Kurvers missed much of this season with injuries. Well, you talk about injuries. What a difference these two teams have gone through. The New York Islanders have struggled with injuries all season long. 269 games lost to injuries this season. Man games. The Rangers 93.
Well, last year was not much different for the New York Islanders. They had so many defensemen injured last year. They had 6 different defensemen in the organization that had to undergo surgery at one point in the season. So it's been an ongoing thing for the Islanders.
And the Islanders finally getting people back here towards the end of the year, and certainly one of the reasons why they're on their streak right now, which indeed they are on, as they are 3-0-3 in their last 6 games. Ray Ferraro has the goal, tried to bring it in, lost it. Poke checked away from it. Uwe Krupp sends it in. Zubov there to get it. Zubov just dropped it back. Go to the middle. Ferraro skating right there. Very tight checking game at center ice. Adam Graves. Graves, far side. Benoit Hogue almost knocked that down. Messier, who's got the Ranger goal, leads the rush for New York. Messier down the middle. Didn't find anyone to give it to. Zubov. Zubov right in front. Turnaround shot. Save. Rebound. Score. Steve Larmer.
Well, terrific effort by the New York Rangers. The Islanders kind of made it easy for them. Darius Kasparaitis, number 11 in white, didn't pick up his check in time. And there was a problem out here at the blue line. You draw a line like this, and you see both of these New York Islanders are looking that way. And as a result, there's double coverage up high. Darius Kasparaitis down low. We'll stop it again right here. Look at Kasparaitis. He's looking out this way, and he thinks he's going to cut the pass. He didn't. He had to be looking around, looking for the guy that was open, and instead he chose to watch for the pass coming. Bad decision.
And it is a 2-1 lead for the Rangers as Steve Larmer picks up the goal. And the Rangers, who fell behind 1-0, had the last 2. Kaminsky drops it off. Green trying to run it in, taken away by Bukaboom, and back comes Larmer. The veteran Larmer. Up ice for the Rangers, looking to the middle. Mateau couldn't get a stick on it. The Islanders back. Bukaboom puts the crush on the far side, freeing the puck up for Larmer. Larmer cleared it in. Kovalev chasing down the near side. Alexei Kovalev has got an 11-game scoring streak underway right now. 10 goals and 5 assists in the last 11 games, and a penalty coming up on that charge in the corner, and the sticks are still up behind the play. Vasky's the one who got leveled and didn't like it. He comes back at Kyprios.
And Stefan Mateau, number 32 for the Rangers, has stepped in. That was a pretty square hit from behind. It looked like right between the shoulder blades of Dennis Vasky. He got up pretty quickly, and it was Kyprios that hit him.
Gary Gregson,
5.
boarding called. And that's an intent to injure if he put 5 up there.
Well, I mean, he had 5 fingers up. He may have been saying something else, but he was motioning 5 with the hand.
It is a 5-minute major. 5-minute major for boarding.
But you look for points early in a game that will maybe turn it around.
Good call.
You know, Al Arbour told his Islanders before the game to make sure that they didn't have too much intensity early, that they didn't overdose on adrenaline. And that time, Nick Kyprios might have been guilty of that. But as a result of Kyprios' hit, Al Arbour's guys now on a 5-minute power play that could turn this game around. In huge games, the one thing you have to guard against is having too much intensity, too much adrenaline.
There's Kyprios, who gets the 5. Under the rule, it's based on the degree of violence of the hit. If it throws an opponent violently into the board, it's a 5-minute major. Terry Gregson said that's what this was.
And check this out. This is actually written in the penalty box, right where Nick Kyprios is sitting. 1940, the last time the New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup, they released balloons. There it is, right beside Nick Kyprios. He's kind of hiding it. It's right behind him. Some of the Islanders fans had balloons made up and let them go with 1940 on it before the game.
Tommy Kerber, save made by Healy. Here's a very big point in this game. With the Rangers leading 2-1, 8 minutes to go in the first period. A 5-minute power play for the New York Islanders. Messier and Larmer have scored the last goals. Larmer's at 10:49, his 20th from Graves and Zubov. Messier scored at 8:33 from Graves and Zubov. Carver centered. What a save by Healy on King. Derek King was robbed of the game-tying goal by Glenn Healy.
That is highlight film of the week. Absolutely. I don't know how long you have to watch the game to see a save any better than that. And that was a slam dunk.
Again, the save made on Turgeon, and it deflects up into the seats. Glenn Healy, an enormous save at the start of this 5-minute power play. The former New York Islander, lifetime, only 1-3 against his former teammates, the Islanders.
I didn't hear this get any post. But maybe that's why Glenn Healy was so good in the save.
He got a little help.
Well, it was on the far side of us, and, there was no clink or anything. Glenn, we still love you, even if you didn't make that save.
You were there. It's all right.
he had me fooled.
It sure looked like he got to it. Ray Ferraro and he, of course, were together on the New York Islanders last year as they made their great run in the playoffs. Now, chance for Healy to have a big game and deny the New York Islanders vital points to get back into the playoffs.
You mentioned that Mike Keenan had told him he would play 2 of the last 5 games, and he hasn't played in the last couple of days, and he's only got 3 games left, so Mike was running out of time.
New York Islanders also 2 games left after this. They go to Florida to play Tampa Bay and then take on the Panthers, the team they are right now tied with in points for the last playoff spot.
I guess that means that Healy doesn't make the highlight reel yet.
Oh, it's all right. Put him on there and say he got a piece of it. Can always do that. Cleared out by Ferraro. Islanders down on a 5-minute power play. Brad Delgano's shot cleared up by Healy right up to Hextall. Healy saying to Hextall, see, I can do that too. 3:40 left on this 5-minute advantage. The New York Islander power play this season, 10th overall and 11th at home in the league. Larmer intercepts, and the Rangers, when they are shorthanded, they are dangerous. 20 shorthanded goals picked up by the Rangers, 3rd best in the National Hockey League. The Islanders have allowed 9 to be scored against them. Turgeon brings it in. Turgeon crisscrossing with Benoit Hogue, takes it all the way to the far side, centered Hogue, trying to get it off, and Healy hit that with his skate. In the crease, but not in the net. Carver's shot deflected wide. The Islanders have done everything except score.
Healy got one of those.
Malakoff, save made. Healy on the deflection by Hogue. Behind the net, Larmer. Great buzz being put out here by the Islanders. Turgeon from behind the net. Tried to center, blocked by Leach. Big clear by Brian Leach. 2:45 left on this 5-minute power play. Al Arbour knows how important this section of the game is. With the Rangers leading it 2-1, it's the Islanders' chance to really do some damage. Well, the Rangers are killing it off. King on the near side. King, Turgeon, Thomas on the power play up front. Uwe Krupp back. Krupp, the wrister, had it blocked out deep. Nemchinov just stood there and took the shot. Far side point, Baskey bounces over to center. The Islanders get their heads down just a little bit after that one came to center. King starting to move in, stood up by Wells, played by Noonan. 2:10 left on the 5-minute power play, and they clear it out.
We talked about this as a possible key to the hockey game, especially from an Islanders standpoint, if they get a couple of goals on this, because they can score at will and nobody comes out of the box. But if the Rangers kill, it can be a huge lift for them as well. So these 5-minute majors early can work both ways.
Travis Green the shot, Healy the save, and we're going to check in with John Saunders.
Garen Bell, Dallas and St. Louis, and Mike Modano looking to get to 50 goals on the season. Here on the power play, he's left all alone and won't miss too many of these, beating Curtis Joseph, his 49th on the season on the power play, and the Stars lead St. Louis right now. Back to you.
Again, that's for playoff positioning in the playoffs in the Western Conference is what that game is all about.
Well, the Islanders have had 5 shots on this power play, and that does not include the one that went off the post. Glenn Healy was at his best once he went down and had to stack the pads, kick them up into the air, and force Benoit Hogue to go wide. That's why Hogue lost his angle, because Healy was there.
That puck was still trickling towards the line when it was cleared out of there. Still plenty of time here. 1:55 left on this power play for the Islanders. They're being outshot by the Rangers 8-6. The faceoff will come to the left of Glenn Healy. 31 years old. Healy, 5'10", 185-pounder. Mike Richter, the #1 goaltender in the National Hockey League, was played ahead of him much of this season. The backup for today's game. Richter still first in wins, 5th in goals against. Waiting here for Tommy Curvers to come away from the bench with a new stick. He's got it, and we're ready to go with the draw. Messier moves in to take the face-off. Travis Green for the Islanders. And Green wanted back. McGinnis goes back to the point. Curvers with a new stick. Healy makes the save. Leach cleared it up. Messier's got it. Messier's got one of the 2 Ranger goals in this game. Adam Graves shorthanded on Hextall. Off the blocker to the corner. Minute 40 left in the power play. And the Islanders come back. Islanders forced to dump it in. Kaminsky put it in. Healy was there to play it. Kaminsky steps up. Hack back to the point to Curvers. Back for Kaminsky, but he lost his stick. McGinnis couldn't get it. It was all the way around to the far side. Good play held into McGinnis. McGinnis looking to the middle. Taken off the play by Leach. Islanders. Kaminsky. Jan Kaminsky picked up from Winnipeg. They get it back to Malakoff. Malakoff near side. Kaminsky centered. Shot deflected wide. Kaminsky was in front, and he hit it off the heel of the stick. Cleared out by Messier. Still a minute 4 left to go in the power play. Curvers trying to catch the Rangers in a change. Great play, Zubov. Zubov got back and took it away. Held in right side away. Coop. He'll play up on the point. Turgeon. Turgeon comes back out. 49 left in this 5-minute power play that the Islanders have not scored on. Turgeon.
You see how much more passive the Rangers are when Turgeon has the puck? You can't go at Turgeon because of his skill level. Before Turgeon came on the ice, the Rangers were on the chase that entire penalty kill. As soon as the puck got on the Turgeon stick, everybody screeched to a halt.
And Zubov shorthanded, saved by Hextall. Islanders make the mistake and do not get it out of the zone. Still have 25 in this power play. Next Sunday right here on ABC, The Pursuit, hockey's ultimate goal. It begins as we return with more exciting NHL action. The Stanley Cup playoffs get underway. Live regional coverage beginning at 1 Eastern and 12 noon Central and Pacific. That's next Sunday. Stanley Cup playoff action right here on ABC.
Well, if you're looking for a guy that can win it single-handedly, look no further than Pierre Turgeon. He is about the only guy on the New York Islanders team, game in and game out, that has the skill level to be able to have such a big night that you can win single-handedly. He doesn't do it every night, and that's one of the frustrations of coaching a player with his talent. But when he is on, and he is on most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, he is an incredible talent in this league.
He's been on of late. Zubov. The Rangers are still shorthanded for another 20 seconds. Gilbert got pinned up in the corner. Thomas had it. Couldn't control it, but the Islanders get it back. They're only going to have one more rush here, though. One more chance in this 5-minute power play. Jan Kaminsky has stayed out on the power play unit. Benoit Hogue sends it in. Glove down by Healy. Played hard by Bukaboom up to the point. The chance has got it. 4 in the power play. Benoit Hogue near side. Zubov was on him. Hogue lost it to Zubov. Got it back. It is over. A 5-minute advantage for the Islanders is over, and they did not convert. The Ranger penalty killers getting it done. One of the reasons they are #1 in the National Hockey League when they are shorthanded. The New York Rangers lead it. Have won their last 5 games, leading the Islanders here 2-1. Al Morganti.
Should come as no surprise the Rangers kill off a major penalty wherever Mike Keenan's been. Philadelphia, Chicago, now New York. Penalty killing stress has been a big part of the team, and the entire special teams power play. With the Rangers, he's got a bit of an advantage. Doesn't have to practice it that often, so much talent. But special teams always a key to a Keenan team.
Back to Kasparaitis off the faceoff. He certainly has got it going this year, Aldi. Not only ranked first in that power play and shorthanded unit, but when you run all the numbers together for their specialty teams, they're #1 there as well. They have the biggest plus in the NHL. And they lead it here 2-1.
Mike really concentrates on special teams to the point that he makes sure he has players that can excel on special teams. Now, it's tough to acquire a Brian Leach. He was already in the organization before Mike got there. But penalty killers, he's made some moves there. Power play people, he's made some moves there. So he gets the players he knows will produce on the special teams.
Travis Green is really upset right in front of Terry Gregson. He upended a New York Ranger. He thought it was more of a dive than a hold, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be called a hold, and the Rangers are going to get a power play.
Well, there's Steve Larmer getting whacked, and One thing about Alexei Kovalev, number 27 for the Rangers, he makes something happen just about every time he's on the ice. He's been a terrific scorer of late, but he does stuff like that to draw penalties. And the New York special teams, the power play is simply the best in the NHL. They've allowed the fewest shorthanded goals. Penalty killing, number 1. Wow. I mean, to put up those numbers, it's so difficult to have them both be, you know, number 1. And Kovalev really makes it happen for the Rangers by drawing penalties if he's not scoring. Something always happens when he's out there.
Then red hot. Travis Green goes to the penalty box. He picks up the hold at 17:23. Ferraro got his 21st from Vasky and King at 5:18. The Rangers, Messier tied it. His 25th from Graves and Zuboff at 8:33. And Steve Larmer's 20th at 10:49 from Graves and Zuboff has given the Rangers the lead. Not converted, however, on the power play. They get it here. By the way, Steve Larmer's goal is 20th now, all 12 of his full NHL seasons. He's had 20 or more goals. Steve Larmer has picked up number 20 this season here today. Cleared out, Glenn Healy at the other end. 2:20 left to go in this first period. The New York Islanders battling for a playoff spot. Number 8 up for grabs. They are tied with Florida right now in points. They are 2 up in the win column on the Florida Panthers. And if you're tied in points, the first tiebreaker ends up being wins. In that department, the Islanders have the edge, but they still have 2 games after this remaining. So do the Panthers, 3, including today's game. Zuboff dropped it. Ranger power play, lost it. Hogue will clear it out. Rangers on the power play have been led by Adam Graves with his 20. Right behind him, Brian Leetch, who's got 17. Leetch, who has the puck right there, is second only to Gretzky in power play points, combining goals and assists. Dump back in, Kovalev, Leetch coming to the middle, Kovalev, Zuboff, Kovalev playing up high here, Leetch, Islanders coming out, Turgeon on the penalty killing unit, came out to meet the puck, Steve Larmer backed it up into the corner, Kovalev cutting to the front of the net, tipped it, but it came out to center. And 38 seconds remain on this power play chance for the Rangers, lost to Turgeon. Tipped away from him. Turgeon was running out of gas. He was headed to the bench. He did not turn that puck up ice. Kovalev for the Rangers. Rangers up 2-1. Kovalev swinging it along the boards. Malikoff is there. Malikoff can't get it by Lidster at the point. Still a Ranger power play for 18 more seconds. Taking away Malikoff and clears. Islander penalty killers doing a good job here. Really aggressive up ice and in the neutral zone. The Rangers really have never set up on this power play. Karpatsev has come out and work on the power play unit with Noonan and McTavish. Cleared out of the zone. Penalty is now over. Turgeon brings it in. Islanders back to even strength. Good job by the Rangers to get back. There's Travis Green, who just came out of the penalty box. McTavish knocked it away from him. Karpatsev takes it in behind his own net. Karpatsev swung around by Derek King. King goes back behind the net, up for Lidster, though. Lidster cleared it ahead for Noonan, who could not touch it. This is going to be an icing call, touched up by Vasky, and will stop the clock with 14.2 seconds left to go in this first period, and the Rangers up 2-1. Well, one thing the New York Islanders players have said about Al Arbour, even when things were going bad this season, and they went bad often for the New York Islanders, he never gave up on his guys. And over the last couple of months, as far back as January, when they were almost out of it, 12 points back and 4 teams to catch, at least once a day since that point, the Islanders players have told me that Al Arbour said, we're going to make it, guys. We're going to make it, guys. We are going to make it, guys. He never gave up on them. They never gave up on him. And here they are where they wanted to be with the whole situation in their own hands. They control their own destiny. For that matter, Florida does as well. But they don't need help now, the Islanders don't. All they got to do is win. Coming up, John Saunders. He'll have the scores and highlights from around the league. Bring you up to date on what's going on in those other all-important games, and a special feature we'll have for you as well. Flipped away, Thomas on the far side. Leetch has got it. Leetch sends it up by Thomas out to center ice. Played near side to Tommy Kerber. Shots are 10-8 in favor of the Rangers. And the Rangers have the 2-1 lead, and the first period is over. Glenn Healy, the starter in this game, getting it done here in the first period for the Rangers against his former teammates as they take a 2-1 lead to the dressing room, and we'll take you to John Saunders.
Sunday. Here on ABC. We'll get you back to your game in just a moment, but first let's get you up to date on some of the games around the National Hockey League. Extremely important as we head down to the final playoff berths, including the New York Islanders, who are trying to fight their way in. As of today, they are in the playoffs, but they are tied with the Panthers. Al Arbor trying to get some help from his veterans. Ray Ferraro with a nice move here, beating his former teammate Glenn Healy as the Islanders took a 1-0 lead. But the Rangers come back. This is Steve Larmer. This goal actually making it a 2-1 contest. The Rangers with the lead. Earlier, Mark Messier had scored for the first time since February the 18th. As a matter of fact, 26 games Mark Messier had gone without a goal, and 2-1 right now the Rangers have a lead, including they killed off a 5-minute New York Islander power play. That was key in that game. Boston and Philadelphia, where they stand right now, Boston leading it 2-1. Hines is a goal. The two goals coming actually within 9 seconds of each other. So the Islanders, as we mentioned, trying to fight their way to the playoffs, as of now currently tied with the Florida Panthers. Philadelphia was the team in the driver's seat on March the 14th. Since then, they picked up just 8 points, while the Islanders have picked up 16. Florida with 14, so it's coming down to the final 3 games of the season for those two teams. Dallas and St. Louis. Dallas a big surprise this year, 10 more points than they had all of last year in Minnesota. And the big shot comes right here. Courtnall, it deflects in off a skate, but it's enough to give Dallas the lead. And then Mike Modano standing alone by the side of the net. Will he get 50 goals this year? Well, this is number 49. This on a power play. And that's where it stands right now. Dallas leading 2-0 over St. Louis. And Dallas is a team that has struggled down the stretch. Modano, 49 goals on the season. We'll keep you updated on that one. Los Angeles facing Chicago. Los Angeles and the Kings, as you know, will not be in the playoffs this year. Sitting in 7th spot in the West are Chicago and the Blackhawks with 83 points. And it's a scoreless game right now. Tampa Bay and Hartford. This one just got underway a little bit later than the other games, as you can see. Still 17 minutes left in the first period there. They are scoreless as well. Let's remind you what we have coming your way next week. The Stanley Cup playoffs begin with more regional coverage at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Pacific, and Central as well. We'll be back with more of the NHL on ABC in just a moment.
Veterans Memorial Coliseum, where the Islanders battling for a playoff spot are behind at 2-1 at the end of the first period. Just sit down and watch this. This is a magnificent piece. Those of us in sports, you know, we sometimes forget what it really is all about. This 11-year-old boy you're about to hear about has an incredible heart, admires this New York Islander team, and take a look.
Scored. Playing hockey in the driveway with my friends is like playing ice hockey. It's like the Islanders playing ice hockey. I mean, it gives me such a high, and it makes me feel so good when I shoot that fucking score. Clint, here. That's the Islanders.
Clinton's disability is called diastrophic dysplasia, which is a pretty rare form of dwarfism. There's over about 80 syndromes of dwarfism, and Clinton's condition, he was born with severe scoliosis, dislocated hips, dislocated knees, club feet, a cleft palate, and he's had to date 24 surgeries to correct those abnormalities.
He knows what his problems are. He knows what his limitations are. But he doesn't let that stop him, and he finds ways to get around that stuff. Mentally, he's probably one of the toughest people that I know.
He's been letting me on the net. He handled it, passes it off. Here comes Saunders, down to the middle. Got the king. Stop by Hextall.
He loves the New York Islanders, and the New York Islander organization has been very, very good to Clinton as far as accepting him into their family.
He's so uplifting. He's always got an up-tempo beat about himself, and he's always his confidence kind of overflows. And you could be having a bad day yourself, and he'll make a comment to you that'll kind of pick your day up.
We get upset after a loss or climb the sky after a win, but Clinton is always the same. He's always just in a great frame of mind, always positive, always upbeat, and always you know, looking forward to things, and just an inspirational guy.
Hey, Hexy.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Good.
All right.
To come out after a game or any time of the day and see Clinton smiling and laughing and joking around with you. It's a great feeling. It makes me feel better.
I'm handicapped, but I cope with it, and it's not really I don't think of it as a challenge. I just go on with my life and do what I have to do.
Well, Clinton, it doesn't get any better than this. The Rangers-Islanders here, big afternoon game. How nervous are you about this game?
I'm very nervous. You know, if the Islanders win, they're 2 points ahead of Florida. Florida plays Devils tonight, so we better win. I hope we do.
How you see these guys? You see a hockey team or just a bunch of guys that are your friends?
Well, I see both. You know, Islanders, they know me very well, and, you know, I'm very good friends with them. I think I see both.
You've got a real problem here. Glenn Healy's one of your favorite players, right? Played here. Now he's in goal for the Rangers. How do you adjust to this afternoon?
Well, you know, he's a great guy, and everybody's got to move on, unfortunately, but I wish him the best, but I hope we win.
Can you believe that they use you as an inspiration, as a professional team, and you're the inspiration to the team? It's usually the other way around.
Well, that's nice to think about with them, but, you know, I really enjoy having them around, and they're like another buddy.
They're your friends. Now, you want to be a play-by-play guy. Here's your chance. How's this game end?
Okay, here's the Rangers. They're setting up on their power play. Messier at the blue line. He loses the handle on it. Here's Pierre Turgeon, races down center ice. He shoots, he scores! He picks Glenn Healy's pocket.
All right, Gary, back to you.
Back to you, Gary.
I'll tell you what, Clinton, I think you're going to have to graduate from high school, so I got about 6 years to make sure I get money in my retirement fund. And then I got a feeling you may be doing this, fella. They couldn't have a nicer guy. We'll be right back.
Realize your potential.
Sunday. I'm Carol Simpson in Washington. Good afternoon.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
And welcome back once again to our NHL studios in New York. I'm John Saunders. We'll get you back to your games in just a moment. Some of them are underway after this word from our ABC stations.
Welcome back to the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Second period just getting underway, a minute 58 of it. Nothing has transpired in the scoring department as the Rangers lead it by a score of 2-1. Goals by Messier and Larmer. Ferraro has scored for the Islanders all in the first. Jay Wells has just picked up a holding call at 1:52 of this second period. So the second power play of the game underway here. And a chance for the New York Islanders to get this game tied up. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, and El Morganti. Our coverage here on ABC of the National Hockey League. McGinnis has it in the middle. Islanders battling for that playoff spot. Good move by Travis Green. Shot, save, rebound in front. Score! Benoit Hogue!
Why, what an individual effort by Travis Green. The play moved up middle to Marty McGinnis. And watch, he'll just move it over to the boards, and then the problem for the Rangers. If we stop right here, you see that he has beaten his man, Jeff Boogaboom, cleanly. And look at this. He's got access to the goal. He drives for it right away. Now, the Rangers cover up pretty well here, but it was his second effort, Travis Green's second effort that put it out to Benoit Hogue. But it started with Green really beating Jeff Boogaboom on the one-on-one, and that's what opened everything up ultimately for the Hogue goal.
Benoit Hogue now has picked up this season 3 goals in 5 games against the Rangers. And this game is tied again at 2-2. They are 1 for 2 on the power play. The Islanders are. Benoit Hogue picking up his 9th power play goal of the year. So a 2-2 game here at the start of this second period. And we whistled in the corner. 17:27 left to go in the second period. The National Hockey League on ABC is brought to you by cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old to get into the cold. By Old Spice Sensitive. It's alcohol free to take the heat out of aftershave. ABC's coverage of the National Hockey League will be continuing next Sunday as the playoffs will be getting underway next weekend. And we'll have a game for you regional coverage next Sunday. Check your local listing for the time and game to be seen in your area. Stanley Cup action starting next weekend. First, they got to figure out who's going to be playing who. And that's going to go right down to the final game probably on Thursday. And these Islanders battling for a playoff spot. Kaminsky's got it. Hogue from Green and McGinnis at 2:12 on the power play goal to tie this game up. Florida, the team the Islanders are battling with, will be playing tonight against New Jersey in Florida. Got a 6 o'clock start in Florida for that game. So you can bet they've got an eye on this one. For those of you down in Florida watching who are cheering for the Panthers or the Panthers themselves, it's great to have you along with us here on ABC. Kasparaitis bats it off the board. Rangers trying to put heat on here. Travis Green intercepts, trying to get it up to Marty McGinnis, deflected in front. Coop able to clear it back. Larmer holds it in. Stepan Matteau in front of the net. Matteau dropped it off as Zubov got away to McGinnis. McGinnis starts it up ice. Karpatsev. Uwe Koops on the right. Shot and deflected out in front. Karpatsev went down and blocked it. That hits an Islander heading to the bench and results in an offside. Went right off the back of Jan Kaminsky, who was going through the door. 2-2. With these New York Islanders for that final playoff spot playing tonight. They've got games left against Quebec and these Islanders.
Here's the tying goal scored by Benoit Hogue with a terrific individual effort from Travis Green. That gives Benoit Hogue 6 goals in the last 5 games. We've talked about Turgeon and Ray Ferraro putting their games together at the right time. Benoit Hogue is right there with them.
Boy, that really has helped the Islanders. And again, one of those injuries playing havoc with the teams Al Arbor's been able to get out there on any given night. Now with people back producing, that's why they're making this run at the playoffs. Zubov's got it for the Rangers, their leading scorer. Zubov moving to the middle. Zubov all the way down low. This is a defenseman, remember. Put it right out top of the crease for Graves. Covered up by Hextall.
Yeah, Zubov's a defenseman, but you do not lead your team in scoring without having this ability. Boy, he's hard to check, and Benoit Hogue tried to get all over him. Hogue is one of the best defensive forwards that the Islanders have, and Zubov was able to hold him off until he made the play out in front. So dangerous. If you're a forward and you are guarding a guy like Zubov, you've got to play with your head on a swivel. If you're standing in front of him looking at the net, you'd better keep checking behind you because he'll jump by you just that fast the way he did there and create a scoring opportunity.
Second only to Ray Bourque among defensemen in scoring, and 2 of the top 3 scorers for this Ranger team are defensemen. With Messier in the middle of Zubov and Leach. And there's Leach with a puck. Brian Leach moving in. His shot save made. Good kick out by Hextall on a low shot along the ice. Leach comes back to get it. For Brian Leach this season, 23 goals and 56 assists, playing at a +27. The best plus for the Rangers coming into this game. Vasky again clearing it out. Vasky is proving to be the National Hockey League real good player and maybe a star to be. A very solid stick handler and good hitter.
He'll never put up the big numbers, but he can be a defensive star in this league.
Plays it real solid. Down low, the centering pass intended for Delgarno. Came back through the middle. Graves has it. Adam Graves, our leading goal scorer, had that one deflect right back to him off Ferraro. Pass to the far side. Nobody was there but Delgarno. Brad Delgarno moving in for the Islanders. Delgarno makes the move. Gets in. Shot! Deflected wide. King was cutting in. Derek King right back down the chute. Couldn't connect to Tommy Kerbers. Here comes Messier. Messier's all alone. Messier fakes. Messier around the net. Wants the wraparound. Tried to center. Had it blocked behind the net by Scott LaChance. Messier on the end-to-end run. Tried to put it back out in front. Scott LaChance right there. Blocked the centering pass.
What a great example of the statement. It's never too late to come back into your zone. LaChance was the 3rd guy back when he was still there in time to stop Messier.
Otherwise, the Rangers had 2 offensive forwards coming right down the middle on Hextall. Held up at the far end. Karpatsev has got it. 2-2 game, 14-18 to go in this second period. Here on the island. Rangers back. Larmer's shot deflected out deep. Loose in the middle. Gets tied up. Nobody can find it. Ended up in the jersey. 2-2. Islanders tied at 2-2 in the second period. Other games in the National Hockey League we're keeping you abreast of this afternoon. Dallas, Cordnall, and Madonna have picked up the goals there. Hines and Stumple for Boston. Now Philadelphia's added 1. Yuskevich and Racine had the first 2 there. Chelios has got his 16th for Chicago. Tampa Bay and Hartford, they are underway and tied at 3-3. Quebec and Buffalo no score. The other games will be later starts in the NHL.
Remember, the Flyers are only 3 points behind both the New York Islanders and the Florida Panthers, but by being 3 points behind, they definitely have 1 foot in the grave.
Yep. Running out of time with only 3 games remaining. Face-off coming. at an unusual spot, right in the slot. McTavish in the faceoff against Keith Acton. You don't see a faceoff take place there very often. And the Islanders get it. Lakota will chase it down after David Maley dumped it in. Played around by Healy. Keith Acton far side. Took a shot at Noonan and kind of bounced off. That'll happen when you got Brian Noonan standing there.
And when you got Keith Acton trying to hit him, Acton's just a little guy.
And Noonan's not. Rangers in their own end here. Game tied at 2. The Islanders picking up the tying goal on a power play here in the second period. Scott LaChance did battle Maley. Maley able to send it in. 2 checking lines out there now. They've met before in this game. Sent out to match up muscle. Not that they can't score, but they spend a lot of time hitting people. Sent in Scott LaChance. LaChance back to get it off the boards. Maley and Essa-Tikkanen collided. Keith Acton comes away with it. Lakota near side break. Didn't get it to him. Leach. Great step up by Leach. McTavish the shot. Save Hextall. And he looked behind him. Maley sends it out all the way to the other end on Glenn Healy. Drop back off. There's Hextall. He wasn't sure he'd made that last save as he took a look behind him. Malakoff's got it for the Islanders in his own end up to Ray Ferraro. He's picked up a goal in this game. Ferraro up to Benoit Hogue. He's got the other one. Ferraro back for Hogue. The shot. It deflected off Brad Delgarno, his own man. Messier rushing at center. Messier skating as fluidly as I've seen him skate this season. Looks like he's feeling pretty good right now. That's a great sign for the Rangers. He's had physical problems.
And he's not resting at all, is he? I mean, here's a game that they don't need. They've already clinched first place overall, and Mark Messier is not only playing, he's playing regular, and he's got his Rockets today.
Yeah, he's really moving. Yep. Brad Delgarno. Delgarno ahead for Malakoff. Malakoff sends it in. Healy had to make a save on it. Delgarno, Karpatsev did not see him coming and got leveled. Karpatsev was looking to the middle. Delgarno was going after the puck and went right over it. Messier still out there. Bookable cutting with him. Dropped it down the middle for Adam Graves, who went down trying to draw a penalty. Didn't get it, and wasn't called for diving either. Picked back up by Malakoff. Malakoff coming. They caught the Rangers in a change. Vasky with him. Near side whistle offside. Benoit Hogue. And at center ice, Kasparaitis is knocked down by Pat Capuzzo. Kasparaitis was going after Bookable, and Pat Capuzzo trying to hold him off. Knocked him down.
Surprised him. He hit him up high in the chest, though he didn't hit him. He actually grabbed him, and Kasparaitis' skates kept going. Landed on his rear end. Boy, if there are 2 guys for either team that can get under your skin, Anderson for the New York Rangers and Darius Kasparaitis for the New York Islanders, and that time they happened to be gouging away at one another.
And the linesman wins that one. Our league leader, Miller, genuine draft board. The point scoring streaks. Kovalev's got the longest one active. The longest this season is 16. Leimer and Hogue have both scored in this game.
Well, we mentioned that Alexei Kovalev makes something happen every time he's on the ice. If he's not drawing a penalty, he is picking up a point. He has become such a valuable guy to Mike Keenan simply because he was converted to the position of center about a month ago when the Rangers really felt that they were lean down the middle, especially as far as a playmaking center. Now they not only have him at center, but they acquired Craig McTavish as a good defensive player, and for that matter, two-way player down the middle. And just like that, because of Kovalev's adjustment, the Rangers now are real strong down the middle.
Kovalev likes that center ice position. He really feels it gives him a chance to show his stick handling and skating skills, and he has both. Islanders dump it in, game tied at 2. Batted back out of the zone by Healy. Leimer for the Rangers. Couldn't connect in the pass. Ron Hextall near side. Hextall lifetime against the Rangers, 12, 13, and 3. Hextall has played against the Rangers this season and is 1-1-1. Brought back in by Kasparaitis. He's got a lot of room. Passes up the shot. Dropped it off to Turgeon. Turgeon centered. Thomas couldn't get a stick on it. Kovalev moved in and took Thomas out of the play. Kasparaitis back through Bay-Cruz. 11:17 to go in the second period. Shots are 13-12 up on the board right now in favor of the Islanders. They've been behind on the shots till this second period. They've picked them up. Rangers almost get caught with too many on the ice. Guys were coming over, went back on the bench in order to avoid it. Malakoff's got it. Malakoff bears it around the net. Pretty good shot from Kyprios. Vasky starts the rush. Vasky red line in. Off the boards. Played by Healy. Healy probably knows this arena even better than the man who's playing in the Islander uniform. He's played more games here.
And he knows the shooters, too.
Yeah. Because he was a former New York Islander. Nick Kyprios dumped it back into the middle wide. Penalty coming up behind the play. Vasky trying to send it back out. Barry Gregson's got somebody on the interference call. Power play in this tie game when we come back.
too hard to help his team. He was trying to check his man over in front of the benches, and he has been called for interference here, so the Rangers go on the power play. You see it coming up the ice. If we stop it right here, you'll see that he gets his stick right here on Greg Gilbert and takes him down. The play is all the way over on this side, but Gilbert goes down. Good call by Terry Grayson, because Grayson was way down at the bottom of that picture as well.
So big power play opportunity now with 10:29 to go. Vakota out of there in the interference call. You see they not been able to convert on the previous 2 power play chances. Let's see what happens here. McTavish moves in to take the face-off against Keith Acton. Deflected into the glove of Hextall. Esa Tikkanen, and boy, Acton made sure he took a shot at Tikkanen as he went in. Al Morganti, what you got?
Oh, we're talking about Alexei Kovalev earlier, his success with the Rangers. You have to remember, a year ago, he was struggling so much in the minor leagues. He went there after the Ranger season. He was sat out, coach's decision of 2 7th games. Don't think that would happen this year in the playoffs.
Well, guess what, Al? I mean, we know for a fact that his name was mentioned, and he was offered in certain situations on the trade market this year as well. Well, once the trading deadline came and went, and Mike Keenan got that guy at center, tell you what, had the trading deadline not passed, they would not have traded him at that point.
Leach the shot, save made. Rebound went right by McTavish. Short-handed chance. Keith Acton with Leach back. Leach gets some help from McTavish. Down he goes. Keith Acton trying to break it up ice in the short-handed. Leach cleared it up the board. Uwe Krupp's able to hold it in. The Islanders are short-handed here. Zubov picks it up. Midway through this game, this power play's got 1:28 left on it. Game tied at 2. Wells sends it near side for Leach. Leach pushes it by McTavish. Kasparaitis goes back to get it. Darius Kasparaitis up, not out. Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen to McTavish. She's got Brian Noonan. Didn't realize it. Noonan was all alone in front of the net. Big, strong power play unit here. Noonan back up to the point. Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen near side for Zubov. Zubov looking to the front. They're trying to get Noonan set up in front. Leach back. McTavish. One-timer. Save Hextall. Esa Tikkanen putting the rebound right into the pads. Puck came loose, but it was after the whistle had blown.
Gary, you mentioned big, strong power play unit. This is really their 3rd line that they would use in the power play. The Messier line is 1. The Kovalev line is number 2. And this is the McTavish line. But they have been all over the New York Islanders. The Islanders really got too aggressive and allowed the Rangers to get open in front. Hextall has been big. Real big. And he's big anyway. He's 6'3", but he's played big today. How's that?
Esa Tikkanen had a great chance here in the rebound.
Yeah, they argued that the whistle was blown too soon, but you can see the puck was on the left side of Hextall as we looked at it. Terry Grayson was over at the right side of the boards, and he thought it had been frozen, so he had to call it.
Yeah, the puck had already gone out towards the board, so they didn't lose a chance, even though the puck was loose. Here you see the time remaining on the power play for the New York Rangers. They picked up 96 power play goals this season. Number 1 unit in the National Hockey League. Messier had deflected out in front off Graves. Leach steps up to hold it in. Benoit Hogue is on him. Anderson goes by. Glenn Anderson out there being held off by Malakoff while Hogue kicked the puck around. Bounced right out in front. Ooh, Travis Green able to clear it out.
Great play by Malakoff. You mentioned that he was holding him off. I mean, anytime one of your guys is fighting for the puck with another guy on the boards, and you can keep the opposition's second man behind you and sort of lock him out, you know you're going to get it when it pops out. And that's what Malakoff did. Good play.
Zubov turned by Brad Delgado. 19 left in the Ranger power play. Forced him all the way back in behind the net. Messier with them up to help out. Haven't heard much from Adam Graves here this afternoon. Their leading goal scorer. He's out there in the power play unit. Messier, great strength. Dropped it into Leach. Off his skates, cleared out of the zone by Green. And that's going to do it. So the Rangers being stymied on their power play this afternoon by the Islanders, who again have killed it off. 0 for 3 for the Rangers. Wells on the near side. It remains a 2-2 game. Here's Graves sending it in wide of Hextall. Messier, Kasparaitis got there first. Rangers still able to hold it in. Anderson's centering pass will be covered up by Hextall. 8:15 left to go here in the second period. Coming up next will be an elite field of our country's skating stars as they take the ice. Scott Davis, Nicole Bobek, and our national champions compete in the Hershey's Kisses Pro-Am Skating Championships. There'll be a special performance as well by Brian Boitano. That's coming up next right here on ABC Sports.
Well, we have seen a big effort as usual from a little guy. We talked about Keith Acton being a small guy. He's also the senior citizen on this team. He'll turn 36 this coming Friday, and I talked to Al Arbor before the game about him. We both agree you don't see his contribution on the ice. Yes, some games he does some good penalty killing, takes some face-offs, but he is such a valuable player in the locker room. Fans, I don't think, can understand it at times. When he played in Philadelphia, fans said, what's he doing on the team? In Washington early this year, what's he doing on the team? Guess what? The Flyers and the Washington Caps both would have been way better off had they had Keith Acton's services this year with young guys that needed to be settled down. He is a terrific influence for the team.
Well, he's getting it done here for the New York Islanders in their great comeback. That'll be whistled as it goes underneath Pierre Turgeon. He's the man they are counting on, not only to get into the playoffs with their leading scorer, but once they get there, to move on.
Gosh, he missed a dozen games with sort of a depressed fracture of the cheekbone. He didn't have that mask on, that shield that he wears in the warm-up in Toronto mid-season. Turned around and somebody had just rifled a shot and it caught him right in the cheek and pushed his bone in. Missed a dozen games. He still had 92 points coming into today's game.
He's the 14th leading scorer in the National Hockey League, led by Wayne Gretzky, 130 points. He's going to win the scoring title again. Behind him, Fedorov with 118. Gretzky, for the first time in his career, will not be going to the Stanley Cup playoffs, as the Kings, who went to the finals last year, do not make it back for even the first round. Hextall clears it around. Thomas along the boards. Tikkanen was there, couldn't get it. Noonan takes it away. Back to Tikkanen. Tikkanen dropped it off. Noonan, McTavish, and Tikkanen. Ooh. Boy, what a slash right there by Thomas, but he didn't get much off Noonan and stays out there in the ice. Battled by LeChance. Boards to Turgeon. Turgeon up for the Islanders. Game tied at 2. Tipped into the zone curvers for Turgeon. Turgeon gets squeezed out of the play as Tikkanen got a piece. Leach sends it behind the net. 2-2 games, 7:05 left to go in the second period. We will keep you posted on all the other games going on in the National Hockey League. John Saunders will be along during our second intermission to update you on those games and the highlights as well. And, of course, the story going on overseas today. Score from McTavish! And the Rangers are back on top.
I really think to a degree the New York Islanders simply ran out of gas. This line had been out there for some time, including Steve Thomas. See him without his helmet. He goes along the boards, and he actually loses the man-to-man coverage on Karpatsev, who took one step to the right, dished off to McTavish. See, Thomas had control of the puck, and Karpatsev just beat him to it. Oh, good play by McTavish. We haven't seen that. He caught the puck in his skates and was able to kick it out front. Watch this. Cool. What a cool player.
Craig McTavish, another great pickup. People wondered about those deals that were made on the final day, trading with the New York Rangers, giving up the likes of Mike Gartner. One of the reasons is they've got McTavish, and he's an outstanding playoff player, a real tough center. He gives the Rangers the 3-2 lead. 6:30 left to go here in the second. Rangers back on top, back to the Islanders. Benoit Hogan tied it. Matteau kicked it wide of the net by Green on the far side boards. The Islanders going to come back again. Kaminsky tried to dump it. Farmer was there, had it taken away by Green and Malakoff. Malakoff's pass way behind Kaminsky, and Zubov will touch it up. That'll be the icing call. We have a 3-2 lead now for the New York Rangers. The Islanders and Darius Kasparaitis down 1.
Mike Crosby is the Islanders all-time leader in hat-tricks with 39.
Toe and Karpatsev at 13-10. Rangers up 3-2. The Islanders love to remind the Rangers the last cup was 1940.
You can see in the 7 meetings, the Islanders lead 5-2 against the New York Rangers. But I think from a Ranger standpoint, the rivalry thing is overblown. There are 17 New York Rangers that have not been with this team for 2 full seasons. That means 17 of them have never even played in a playoff series against the New York Islanders. For that matter, this is their first game since the trading deadline. 4 Rangers are playing their first game as a New York Ranger against the New York Islanders. So the media and the fans really make a big deal out of it. This is just a Rangers team today that is playing business as usual, not motivated by the rivalry.
As we said, if the New York Islanders take that number 8 spot, the New York Rangers would be the team they would face. Rangers secure number 1. They have won the President's Trophy, number 1 in the National Hockey League, guaranteed by their last win. Keith Acton centered it. And a penalty coming up there. Not much question about that one. And Vakota's still down. Covered up by Glenn Healy. Vakota got cross-checked. He was all alone in the slot to receive that pass, and he got leveled. Gary Gregson was right there watching.
And Mick Vukota is such a team-oriented guy. I'm sure he's happy that the wind is knocked out of him. I'll tell you why. Remember a few minutes ago, he took a penalty in front of his own bench. Mick is the kind of guy that would want to try and even the score for his team. So he has drawn a penalty. Yeah, he had to get the wind knocked out of him to do it.
Lidster is the man who got him, and Doug Lidster goes to the penalty box on the cross-check 4-2. Our Pringles storyline, Mark Messier, his 25th goal of the season. He picked it up to give the Rangers a lead. Graves has had 2 assists, Zubov 2 assists, and Ray Ferraro, his 250th career goal in this game, picking it up for the New York Islanders. That's our Pringles storyline, with the Rangers leading it 3-2. And Glenn Healy coming over to get a little work done. Actually, I'm suspect he untied that himself because he wanted to get on ABC. Let's go down to El Morganti.
Well, Terry Gregson's, I guess, part-time trainer for the Rangers. And Healy may have gone to a teammate for help, but the official went over, and I guess he decided, if this is real, I'm going to see it for myself. And he saw that it was real, that Healy wasn't just trying to get a breather, and he's actually helping him fix the equipment. So when he's finished refereeing, he can come on and get a job with the Rangers.
Glenn wouldn't do anything like that to stall for time. We know that. The veteran not had a lot of playing time this season. Glenn Healy in his 29th game. Richter's played in 66. Richter, of course, 41, 12, and 5. What a year. 909 save percentage and a 295 goals against. 5:40 to go here in the second. Healy covers that one up in the shot by Tommy Curvers. So the chance here for the New York Islanders to get this game tied, as they've scored on one of their 2 previous power plays.
The New York Islanders are so dangerous back on the blue line, because not only Malakoff, but Tom Curvers can really bring it home. It was wide open. Now, the Islanders looked like they didn't drive to the net, and you can see that Glenn Healy saw that one the whole way. But see Derek King, he's standing looking at us, the guy in white that was looking at us. I mean, somebody's got to drive to the net, and you see that the Islanders tried to get there, or at least Thomas did on the right. He was being held out by Graves.
Islanders 6 for 22 on the power play this year against the Rangers. Those are very good numbers against anybody, but especially against the best penalty killing team in the National Hockey League, which the Rangers are. Intercepted by Leach. Leach will send that one back in. We told you earlier, the Rangers dangerous when they're shorthanded. They've been led by 4 shorthanded goals picked up this season by Steve Larmer. So they've got a lot of people with shorthanded goals. Good hit in the corner. Malakoff able to hold it in. Shot saved by Healy. Rebound. Healy covers. Getting up slowly, Derek King.
I know why. Any human would have gotten up slowly from this hit. Derek King took the hit to make the play, but boy, did he get squashed. Had to go flat up against the boards face first to make the play, and just got plowed. And that's a big piece of beef that's hitting him. Well, Jeff Boogaboom is the biggest New York Ranger at 6'5" and about 225 to 30 pounds, depending on how much he has sweat on a particular day.
He got all of it. Derek King is all right. 5 minutes left to go in this second period. Power play continues. 1:13 left in this power play for the Islanders. Malakoff starts it up. Good pass to Thomas. Thomas, the move, the shot, the goal! No! They say it did not go in. It hit the crossbar and came back out. Malakoff, he had the man down. Score! Malakoff!
Well, you are looking at one irate human being in Glenn Healy. He dropped his stick and stormed out of the net to no one in particular. He was just angry that this one got by him. First the save on Steve Thomas, and then again Healy is helped by the crossbar. Give Healy credit on this one though. He forced Steve Thomas wide. Watch Thomas. I mean, he wants to shoot here, but Healy's in perfect position the whole way. Close, but they didn't get it by him on that one. They do get it by him on this one. They got it to the right guy. The cannon. That is why Healy is angry. We didn't see it on the original, but it went off a leg. That looks like Jay Wells standing in front. The shot from Malakoff looked like it was going wide. And yes, it deflected off of his own man right in front. That's why Glenn Healy was angry. Malakoff can bring it better than any New York Islander, and if it changes directions, it's almost impossible to stop.
Mike Keenan's team had the lead. Not anymore. Malakoff power play goal is 9th of the season, 4th off the power play. Rangers right back. Limer's shot deflected. And the full house here at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, seeing a great game, and their Islanders had battled back to tie this at 3-3. Held on to Kovalev, dropped it back to Limer to Kovalev. Centering pass all the way back to center ice. Malakoff's 9th, 15-22. King and Turgeon picking up the assists on the power play goal. So the Islanders now 2 power play goals against the Rangers, 2 for 3. Center ice, Kaminsky. Kaminsky drops it off for Marty McGinnis. McGinnis then turned by Bookable. Islanders changing it up, and a penalty coming up. High sticking call on the Rangers. Delayed call. Travis Green, there's the whistle. Along the boards on the far side, Sticks accidentally got up on Marty McGinnis, who took one to the chops. And the Rangers are going to be short-handed.
Well, at this stage of this tilt, the New York Islanders will take all the sticks and the chops they can get.
Bookable is arguing that it was McGinnis who brought the stick up himself with his arm.
It may have been, but the way they are called these days, just about any contact, even if it's self-induced, can fool a referee. I mean, everybody goes for it. That's the way they call it. Mark Messier is trying to argue it. Here's the penalty. Watch 18 in white. McGinnis with Bookable all over him. Well, he nicked him, maybe nicked him in the throat. And here's another look at the goal. Just follow the puck and watch it. It looks as if it's going to go wide by a few inches until it makes contact with Jay Wells' pad. Yeah, you can actually see daylight between the puck and the post, so it was definitely going wide until it deflected in off of Jay Wells.
Well, Glenn Healy upset about that, not mad at Wells. Wells was just trying to get out of there, but it cost him. Here comes Messier. Messier in the short-handed attempt. Save made Hextall. Islanders have the power play. Bookable high sticking at 16-16. 4th power play chance of the game, and they got 2 power play goals. Derek King all the way in, still has it. Curvers. Malakoff one-timer deflected in front by Turgeon and cleared out of the zone by Brian Leach.
I'll tell you one guy that the New York Rangers miss on their penalty killing, and that is Mike Gardner. They got Glenn Anderson from Toronto as a clutch playoff scorer, but the Rangers used to put so much up-ice pressure on teams. Look at the Islanders. They've been able to pretty well bring the puck up ice and set up at will. With Mike Gardner as the New York Rangers, teams couldn't do that simply because of his one-man show with the speed aggressively up front.
Rangers trying to kill this one off. Game tied at 3. Turgeon. Limer short-handed. Curvers back. Limer's alone. Limer moving. Shot. Saved by Hextall. Malakoff drops it back for Turgeon. Cleared off the board. Zubov. Back in on the power play. Hextall holding it up. Uwe Krupp came back for the Islanders. They've got 40 seconds. The Islanders do on their power play. Game is tied at 3. Cleared ahead and dumped in by Vasky. Healy can't stop it. Delgarno on the far side just left it for Ray Ferraro. Ferraro with a goal here in this game. Uwe Krupp back along the boards. Benoit Hogue couldn't handle it. And it'll be cleared up and not out. Held in by Hogue. Vasky the shot. Deflected wide. Rebound. Nemchinov's got it. 14 left on the power play. Short-handed. Rangers. Wells dropped it in. Shot. Hextall a save on Nemchinov.
What a save by Ron Hextall. The Islanders, still on the power play, allowed the Rangers a 3-on-2, and Jay Wells made a terrific play. I mean, he fanned on it a little bit, but when Krupp went to Wells, number 4 for the Islanders pinched on Wells. Wells got it back to Nemchinov, and Ron Hextall stonewalled him. And you know, Jay Wells can't even shake hands with his right hand. When he was knocked out 3 weeks ago in Vancouver by an elbow from Sean Antosky, he fell and somehow hurt his hand so badly that he is unable still to shake hands. He didn't even realize his hand was hurt until 3 hours after he woke up from the concussion that knocked him out. But even today, Jay Wells can't shake hands with his right hand because it's that sore. He's a warrior. He's still playing.
1:50 left to go here in the second period. Our storyline today, Malikoff has tied it up with a power play goal. Messier's picked up his 25th. Adam Graves 2 assists, and Ray Ferraro has added to the scoring of the New York Islanders. The Islanders jumped out on top in this game in the first period. The Rangers came back on goals by Messier and Larmer to take the lead 2-1. Then Hogue tied it in the second. McTavish brought the Rangers right back, and Malikoff has tied it at 15-22. Power play still underway here, and now it's over. Penalty is over. Back to even strength. Hogue centered shot. Marty McGinnis scores!
Rocket man. What a shot by Marty McGinnis. He just snapped it. It wasn't a wrist shot. It wasn't a slap shot. It was a snap shot. And it was behind Glenn Healy before he knew it. Yes, baby. They could sense that it was coming. Keith Acton had that look of anticipation on his face. And Marty McGinnis didn't disappoint. So for the first time since they led 1-0, the Islanders are back in front.
A 4-3 lead with 1:36 to go in the second period. Marty McGinnis out of Boston College. And Richter watching from the bench. He's the backup goaltender today for the New York Rangers, with Glenn Healy getting the start. But these have all been good goals.
The last time the Rangers played here, remember, Richter started. Healy relieved him, and then Richter came back in to get the win, and Glenn Healy was not a happy guy.
Rangers down a goal with 1:20 to go in the second. Graves brings it up. Messier with him. Messier ran it in, but couldn't get the centering pass back to himself. Here comes Green. Green, right side McGinnis, who just had that goal. McGinnis back for Green. Green threw it in. No. Boom, took it away. Adam Graves the other way for the Rangers. The Florida Panthers and the New York Islanders tied in points for the final playoff spot in the East. The Panthers play New Jersey tonight in Florida. The Islanders, however, have 2 more wins than do the Panthers on the season. Right in behind the net, Healy back to get it. On Marty McGinnis's goal at 18:24, Green and Kaminsky pick up the assist. Rangers trying to tie it up before the horn. They're offside as Mateau was already in the zone. 38.5 left to go. Our Dodge intermission report. John Saunders will have the scores and highlights, and other games in the National Hockey League, and a playoff preview coming up during our second intermission.
Well, I asked Al Arbor if he could pick one word that best describes the intangible quality that his team has. And I said, I'm not talking about offense, defense, penalty killing, but you know, one of those real nifty words that we could use. And you know what he said? Our team is resilient. They have overcome a couple of deficits in this hockey game. They lead it now. They look a lot to me in this game right here like they did to us in the playoffs last year.
Well, they're firing.
Yes, they are.
They've got all cylinders going. I mean, here's a team on January 31st. They were 12 points out of a playoff spot. Since then, they've gone 17, 10, and 7. They've earned their way back into the final playoff spot, at least for the moment. And the Islanders are leading here 4-3 with 24 seconds to go in the period. Hextall plays it behind the net. McTavish came back to get it. Batted in at the point. Rangers trying to hold it in their camp. Karpatsev had it for a moment and lost it back to center. McTavish. Ferraro was there with him. Batted away from Larmer. McTavish again dumping it into the zone. Malikoff there. The full house up and cheering because the New York Islanders, who got the first goal in this game, have now gotten the last one. And after 2 periods of play, the Islanders have picked up a 4-3 lead. One off went by Glenn Healy off his own man, Jay Wells. The other one popped in on a great goal out in front by Marty McGinnis. And the New York Islanders a little closer to a playoff spot, but we've got another period to go here, and the Rangers still have something to say about that. The end of 2. It's the Islanders 4, the Rangers 3.
Monday nights, not everything has been decided as far as the playoffs, which begin 1 week from today here.
Player shinbag, Glenn Healy has had a good game in spite of the fact that he's led in 4.
Rangers are the 5th best offensive team in the league, averaging 3.58 goals a game, so they are dangerous. Boom backs it up for Messier. Sellout crowd on hand here today, over 16,000. The Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, the home of the Islanders. See if their Islanders can pick up vital points towards the playoffs. Leach knocked away. Hogue, Benoit Hogue reaching back. Anderson reached in and got it, and Anderson got level. Kasparaitis got him, went right over his back. Anderson comes back and gets a piece of Kasparaitis on the near side away from the puck. There's Glenn Anderson going back into his own zone with it. Through the middle, both teams changing it up. Messier and Graves tit-tat on the pass, knocked away by Kasparaitis. Kasparaitis swung it through center. Bukaboom trying to jam it back in. Got his own man right in the head. Anderson behind the net. Ray Ferraro there with him. Ferraro ties him up, and that freed the puck up. Kasparaitis brings it back to the near side. Zubov couldn't hold it in.
You know, with the offensive power that the New York Rangers have, and they have 4 different lines that can all score, I can't think that this one goal will be enough for the New York Islanders.
Be mighty tough to hold it to that, wouldn't it? Shot wide, taken from the point by Zubov. Turgeon could not get it out. Held in. Stefan Matteau looking. Kovalev there. Kovalev shot. He had no angle. Bounced it off the back of the net. Thomas picks it up. The Rangers start out this third period with a little bit of the territorial advantage and a little one step ahead of the Islanders. Back they come. Matteau. Stefan Matteau to Kovalev. Kovalev fakes. Kovalev tried to move in, and King took it away. He got stood up by Vasky, and that allowed King to pick up the puck.
If this one goal does hold up and the New York Islanders hang on to win this hockey game, I will guarantee you Ron Hextall will be in the running for first star by the time it's all over.
He'll have to make some saves. Karpatsev from behind his own net finally just had to flip it out through center ice. Rangers will chase in their own zone. Ray Ferraro's picked up his 21st for the New York Islanders. Benoit Hogue is at his 36th. Makarov has his 9th, and McGinnis his 24th, the 4 goals for the Islanders. Messier is 25th for the Rangers. Larmer has his 20th, and McTavish his 19th for the New York Rangers. Near side, Travis Green. Green tried to dump it in the middle. Rangers will go back behind their own net. Both teams feeling the other out here at the start of the third. Zubov dumped it ahead, intended for Newman. Was touched up by Tommy Kerber, so Hextall's going to have to play this. McTavish moved over to try and hold it in and can't. Bounce to center to Ferraro. Ferraro taken out of the play by Graves. Back to Doug Lutz. They're tight checking here, starting the third. Scott and Chance. Chance sends it in. Had to wait for Delgado to clear the zone. Held up behind the net by Healy, and the Rangers start the other way. Flipped up, not out. Hogue. Tried to get it back to Ferraro. Lost it. Shot missed wide. Brad Delgado. Great chance for Delgado. He gets it again. Delgado in the middle. All the way up to the line. Nube Kruk. Trying to get a backhand off, got hauled down by Graves. Graves reached in and hauled Kruk down just as he started to shoot. Glenn Healy pokes it away after holding the short side.
That looked like a hook, but Terry Gregson was screened on the play. There were about 5 players plus the net in between Terry Gregson and the hook.
Graves got away with one there. Messier moving in for the Rangers. Islanders up a goal. Shot. Save made. Centering pass in front, and Hextall came up big as it was tipped in on net. Marty McGinnis. McGinnis the turn. He centered it right through the crease, and he paid for it. Bukaboom leveled him. McGinnis gets right back up, comes to the front of the net. Malakoff all alone. Malakoff scores!
Is having. He got a pick on the play from Travis Green and Marty McGinnis, and then came in all alone one-on-one on Glenn Healy. And Malakoff's second goal of the game gives the Islanders a 2-goal lead. There's the pick. I mean, he got a couple of picks in front from Green and McGinnis, and did he take advantage of it? It's one thing to have the picks. It's another thing to spot them and to use them, and Malakoff used them perfectly.
A big day for Vladimir Malakoff, former Soviet Red Army player for 4 years. Turgeon brings it in. Islanders up by 2. Turgeon, Healy the save. 5-3 lead for the New York Islanders. And Malakoff, 2 in the game. Kasparaitis centered. Kovalev was there. Kovalev pushes it back to the middle. Larmer dropped it off. Matteau tried to center back to it. Running it up by Steve Thomas. Thomas for the Islanders, and they are pumped now. 40-goal man. Steve Thomas leads the Islanders in goals. Far side Matteau for the Rangers, who find themselves down 2 for the first time in this game. Kovalev! Save made. Hextall, and he's looking sharp right now.
It's amazing how much easier it is to play with a 2-goal lead than a 1-goal lead. With a 1-goal lead, you tend to go into a shell late in the game to try to protect it. With a 2-goal lead, you sense that you have that cushion, and you play a little more aggressively and go for more. So that goal is a huge advantage for the Islanders.
Noonan got it up as a ticket in, but he could not control it. Malakoff's 10th of the season, second of the game, came in 3:44. McGinnis and Green picked up the assist. Zubov tips it back out to center. As a ticket in again, the shot was saved by Hextall right on the glove side, and he hangs on with Tickett moving in, and the Islanders thought he moved in a little too hard with the stick, and LaChance has gone after it. Who's picked up the last goal to give the Islanders a 5-3 lead. The other games of the National Hockey League going on this afternoon. Dallas still leading there 2-1 on Courtnall and Modano's goal. Hull has his 56th in that for St. Louis. Boston, they're battling against Philadelphia. Philadelphia's still got a long shot at a playoff spot. Chelios has scored his 16th of the season. Chicago's extended their lead. Hartford over Tampa Bay. Quebec and Buffalo. Buffalo trying to move up in the standings. And there's the game that really matters as far as the Islanders are concerned. That Devils matchup tonight at 6 o'clock. Devils and Florida. Lidster's shot deflected to the corner. Greg Gilbert of the Rangers over to get it. Tipped away by Keith Acton. Acton battling along the boards. Acton still there. Rangers, Gilbert able to hold it in. Gilbert out there with Kyprios in the corner. Tommy Kurvers moves over on him. Kyprios and Kurvers do battle. The Islanders will get it out. Good play with the Islanders, just kept digging. David Maley finally had the puck come to him, was able to get it out of the zone. Maley able to hold it in as well on the far side, taking away Rangers. Back comes McTavish. McTavish looking, had nobody to help out. McTavish, Gilbert, and Kyprios out there on the line. Jay Wells held it in. Puck rolls around to the near side corner. Islanders looking to clear. Lidster stepped up, prevented David Maley from getting it up. McTavish threw a haymaker down there in the corner on Malakoff and missed. Out the center. Lidster will chase down. 13:55 to go in the third period. And the Islanders are leading it now by a score of 5-3. This is an Islander team whose offense this season has averaged 3.38, 11th in the league. Better than that today. Around the net, Vaski. Anderson steps up to hold it in. Anderson out there with Messier and Graves now. They lose control of the puck, taken behind the net. Graves, Ferraro.
Now, if anybody sees this score and really doesn't know what has happened in this hockey game, they might think, yeah, well, the New York Rangers may be a little flat after clinching the President's Trophy for #1 overall on Friday night. That, folks, has not been the case. The New York Rangers came out and impressed the heck out of me in the first period. They really were revved up. The New York Islanders have simply persevered and stuck with this one because the Rangers came out ready.
Rangers came back after falling behind 1-0 to take the 2-1 lead. The Islanders refused to give in, and now they're up by 2. Graves sends it in. The Rangers clear the zone. Hextall held it up behind the net. Uwe Krupp. Rangers down by 2. Will have to open it up a little bit. Take some chances trying to move that puck down low in the offensive zone. Near side to Zubov. Zubov with Mateau in front. Tried to drop it off. Kasparaitis has played a strong game. Blocked the pass. Zubov got it back. Zubov back to the point. Karpatsev. Karpatsev has little room to move over there, and LaChance will clear it around. Good play by Kaminsky on the far side for the Islanders. Rangers back at center. Zubov up for Larmer. Larmer moves it in. Kovalev taken down. Shot by Zubov, blocked wide, hit the side of the net on the rebound. LaChance clears it up. Larmer held it in again. His shot was blocked by LaChance. Rebound loose in front. Rangers putting heat on. Gilbert dumped it down low. Kovalev dumped it down low. Held in by Mateau. LaChance can't get it around. Looking back in front. Rangers changing. Shot deflected wide. Rangers got fresh legs out there now. Kovalev. The Islanders do not. Long shift for the Islanders. Kovalev back and forth here. The Islanders just trying to keep it on the perimeter and get it out of the zone.
And Kovalev is such a horse. He could stay out there and not get tired.
Kovalev, save made by Hextall into the seats. And the Islanders needed that break. They're up by 2.
Travis Green was an important part of the Islanders' 5th goal, scored by Vladimir Malakoff. We pick it up right here. Malakoff's going to come around here and use the pick set by Marty McInnes, but there's more to this because Travis Green wipes out 2 on a pick right there. We'll stop right here. There's Travis Green coming in. Watch Malakoff just zip in on Healy. You know, one thing Healy could have done is help himself being more aggressive with his stick, but he just held it in position, and that's why Malakoff could dance in front.
Malakoff picking up 2 goals in this game. Marty McInnes has a goal and 2 assists. Travis Green, 3 assists. Multiple point players today. Also King with 2 assists, and Graves and Zubov 2 assists each for the Rangers. Noonan in the corner, dropped it off. Lidster tried to hold it in, then Chinoff had it and lost it. King brings it out. Islanders up 5-3. Taken away by King, sends it right back in. This is a hungry Islander team now. They can pick up this win. They will force Florida to go into their game tonight knowing that the Islanders not only will be 2 points ahead of them for that final playoff spot, but 3 wins ahead of them. Behind the net, Glenn Healy left it. Wells comes back to pick it up for the Rangers. The Rangers already know they will finish first in the league, so of course they'll have home ice advantage throughout the playoffs as far as they may go. Held in by Kovalev, tried to get it to Gilbert, couldn't. Blocked out by Delgarno. Brad Delgarno into the zone. Delgarno 11 goals, 19 assists this season to the Islanders. Leach made the move to get it out. Delgarno blocked it. Leach got it back. Leach and McTavish 2-on-1. Kasparaitis back. Shot and a save. Hextall. Leach took the shot himself. Hextall made the save up high. Uwe Krupp in the corner, hit by McTavish. So a 2-on-1 break for the Rangers. They're unable to convert. Kovalev, long shifts. He's out there again.
Brad Delgarno was reminded and got away with it. You don't pinch up on Brian Leach in the neutral zone unless you are absolutely certain you are going to get him. He missed him, and that's what led to the 2-on-1.
Islanders up by 2.
Here in section 206, row E.
To a playoff spot for the Islanders with just 2 more games after this.
Well, we have talked about how far back the Islanders were. January 31st, after a 2-8-2 January, 12 points back. Good record since then. They were out of the playoff picture from October the 10th. That's their 3rd game of the season, till Friday night when they had 3 games to go. So first 3, last 3, and the 78 games in between.
Amazing stuff. Shot, score, the Rangers! On the rebound by Messier at the side of the net, have made it a 1-goal game. Not done yet. Mark Messier picked the rebound up to the right of Hextall and roofed it. And it's 5-4 Islanders.
Ron Hextall has looked sharp enough that you know you're going to have to surprise him to get one by him. Look at Hextall looking behind the net. He actually absolutely looked the wrong way because he didn't know which way it was. He tried to do the splits, but watch this bounce. See him, he's still looking on that side of the net. He has his pads almost post to post, but he didn't quite have it squeezed off on the far side.
Mark Messier, who had not scored in 23 games prior to this one, has picked up 2 goals against the Islanders. And it is a 1-goal game, and some of the fans who were thinking about getting out early have settled right back into their seats. Zubov on the near side. Ahead from Messier. Vasquez steps up. Still 9:44 left to go, and here we go at center. Graves ripped the helmet off Delgarno. The linesmen move in to keep Delgarno from responding.
Now, Delgarno's a big boy, but Adam Graves is just as strong.
There will be penalties, or a penalty here. Adam Graves has gone into the penalty box, and he will be joined by Brad Delgarno. So we'll have matching minors picked up here. Our Visa storyline this afternoon: Malakoff 2 goals for the Islanders. Marty McInnes 3-point game. Travis Green's picked up 3 assists, and Messier now has added 2 goals in this game and has 26 on the season. That's our Visa storyline, and the final paragraph has yet to be written.
2 minutes each for
You see the power play situations with the Rangers, #1 in the league, unable to convert, and the Islanders have not had a great power play this season, going 2 for 4 against the best penalty killing team, also the Rangers.
Now, those numbers are a big part of this story. I mean, coming into this hockey game, and should any team end up against the New York Rangers in a series, I don't care who they are, they wouldn't have the special teams the New York Rangers do.
4-on-4 situation. Messier comes right back out. Cleared in by Glenn Anderson. Zubov and Leach also out there for the Rangers. Kasparaitis up the middle, got away with a really bad pass that time. Zubov off the boards for Messier. Messier tipped it away at center. Anderson came back, drives it into his own zone. Chased down by Leach. 2:15 to go in the third period. The Rangers have made it a one-goal game again. Shots are 25-19 in favor of the Rangers. Leach got tied up. Benoit Hogue. Leach able to take him down, so he could not get that shot off. Only Islanders, though, are back in their own end. Vaske back. Dennis Vaske, 4-on-4 situation for another minute 12. Messier's goal came at the 10-minute mark, his 26th of the season. Graves and Zubov again picking up assists. So Graves and Zubov have joined together on assists 3 times in this game. Both of them had assists on both Messier goals. Lidster at center for the Rangers. Doug Lidster sends it in. Hextall couldn't stop it. Vaske there. Islanders out of their own end in this 4-on-4. Malakoff, who's looking for the hat trick in this game, as is Messier now. Lidster back to get it. 38 seconds remaining on the matching Miners. Still skating 4-on-4. We talked all day about this Eastern Conference and the playoff battle for the final spot. 8 teams go from each conference to the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and those are the current standings.
And the Washington Capitals won a big game last night, knocking off Ottawa right in Washington, so they moved into a comfortable position with 84 points. But you see the Islanders and the Florida Panthers tied with 80 points. The Panthers play later today against the New Jersey Devils. Last time we checked, the Flyers were trailing the Boston Bruins this afternoon, 4-3 in Philadelphia.
There's that matchup at the top that New York fans are talking about. The Islanders did, in fact, finish 8th and face the Rangers. Some kind of meeting. Believe me, those matchups are far from set.
What is amazing is that in neither conference is a matchup set. I mean, we don't have one matchup yet for the playoffs that is set. And we are 3 games away from the season ending for everybody.
Playoffs start next weekend. It's going to go right down to the final week. Kasparaitis got dumped, wanted to call, didn't get it. As Kovalev hauled him down. That's going to be an icing call. After Kuzo, the linesman making that one. Kovalev has played a very strong game today. Joe was talking about how tough it is. Kasparaitis got hauled down by Kovalev and looked back to the call, and there wasn't any.
Darius Kasparaitis had a little bit of BMW disease. He partied a lot in the summer and really enjoyed the fact that he'd had a terrific rookie year for the New York Islanders, and as a result, he was in terrible shape at training camp, had a slow start for the first 2 weeks. But other than the first 2 weeks of the season and 1 2-week period mid-season, Darius Kasparaitis has played solid hockey for the Islanders. He has toned it down a bit. He's not in people's faces the way he was last year, but he has had a good season other than the 2 first weeks and 2 in the middle.
He's picked up a goal, 10 assists, played at a -4 coming into the game, 130 minutes in penalties. Nowhere near Mick Vukota. 230 penalties on Vukota. Almost tipped in front by Leach. Anderson holds it in. Messier sent it back out in front. Rangers trying to get this game tied up in this 4-on-4. Outstanding play by Turgeon, who stole that puck. Leach back. Messier's with him. They crisscross. Leach looking for a little help. Good play, Malakoff to hold him out again. Vaske picks it up.
There's no question. If Malakoff backs off of Leach, Leach comes right in and makes a play. So Malakoff is one of the only guys the Islanders have that can be agile enough to stay up on Leach the way he did.
Anderson trying to beat the Islanders as they were changing. Graves again collides with Kasparaitis. 7:23 left in the third. Game far from over. Absolutely essential points for the New York Islanders up for grabs in this game, and they lead it by 1.
You know what is still amazing me, Gary, is that the New York Rangers are playing as if they are a desperate team. Al Arbour and his New York Islanders have their hands absolutely full with the New York Rangers team that has nothing to gain except continuity in this game. They want to continue with the momentum that they have had over the last couple of weeks. Mike Keenan even said that. Look, we don't want to lose continuity because we have that. That's one thing to say it. It's another thing to get your team to play with the intensity that the New York Rangers have shown today. They have really impressed me. I've got to tell you, no matter what happens, they have impressed me.
I've been amazed they've come out and played with this intensity after their last game, guaranteed in first place on Friday when they beat Toronto 5-3. Shot, Karpatsev deflected wide. Nemchinov had his stick held, and Travis Green got away with that one. Esatikinen trying to center it, batted right up in the air off the boards. Kasparaitis hit by Nemchinov. Nemchinov has the puck. Rangers are threatening to tie this game up. Played back up along the boards. Esatikinen holds it in. Tikkanen centered, and he couldn't quite reach the pass in front. Brian Noonan taken away. Noonan again couldn't get it on the stick. Good chances for the Rangers, though. Thomas sends it in. Would have been offside. Still haven't cleared the zone. Rangers get a free out here. Karpatsev drops it off the boards. King read that. King over to Turgeon. Turgeon kicked it away. Bounces off his body. Back down on the stick. Turgeon in the corner, hit by Zubov. King. Eric King helping out. Karpatsev, a piece of him. Thomas jumped it into the middle. Turgeon, the shot. Save made by Healy. Paskey back of the blue line. Spins it back in. Thomas coming in. Healy gets it. Thomas staying away from the penalty. Did not want to collide with Glenn Healy. Turgeon shot. Saved by Healy and a big save off the blocker. Somebody without a stick out there.
There were two of them without a stick.
Centered, deflected back off the boards. Shot by Paskey, who's trying to hit Turgeon on the far side. Now everybody picking up sticks, and everybody's got one. They were laying around the ice there for a minute.
Well, you know what happened? Karpatsev dropped his. Asa Tikkinen launched a spear at Karpatsev. He threw his stick like a spear for Karpatsev to grab, and Karpatsev missed it, so they were both without sticks.
Larmer got it in. Both teams changing here. Leach has got it. 5:46 to go. Down to crunch white knuckle time here. Islanders. A hook on Travis Green and no call. Green was going in. No call on it. Kasparaitis back in his own end. 5:30 remaining. You move to the front of your seats. 5-4 Islanders up. Kasparaitis' pass blocked. Chance for the Rangers. Mateau. Kovalev's offside. Takes the shot.
Hey, well,
Hextall after the whistle.
Now, if Terry Grayson didn't call the hook, he has to call that. There's no question that shot was 3 seconds after the whistle. And Kovalev not only shot after the whistle, he launched a high one. Hextall is bent over in the crease. I don't know if he was hurt in the play, but Hextall is completely bent over in the crease, and he looks like he's in some pain.
He took the high shot well after the whistle, and LeChance went after him. Playoffs coming. The eyes tell you it's real close. Up on any of what went on, including the late shot. Islanders up 5-4. Other games going on in the National Hockey League on our Budweiser scoreboard. Dallas, that stayed that way a long time. Hull is 56 for St. Louis. They're coming close to the end there. Flyers need the points desperately. Chicago for a playoff spot. LA's already out. That's one of those teams playing it out. And Buffalo's looking to move up in the playoffs, and that game will start, as you see, at 6 o'clock. Florida and the Islanders currently tied in points. Glenn Anderson, they get it tied up. Deflected the Leafs. Back in front. Hextall covers. Anderson sitting on his wallet as he got level at the side of the net. 5 minutes exactly left to go in this third period. Leach has joined the offensive play. He's been down around that net for the last 2 shifts. When he's down there, he is mucho dangerous.
No kidding. Oh, I'll tell you what, the New York Rangers got some help with a little bit of a stick hold here. Watch the play at the blue line as it develops. And Mark Messier dished off. And if we stop right here, do you think that's a stick hole right there? Yeah, just a bit of a one. Brad Delgarno had his stick held, and as a result, couldn't get to Messier as he made the play. But there have been a number of stick holds. Boy, I don't think we're going to get many stick holds called as we get closer to the playoffs. It's in the rule book, but there's so much at stake, and the referees really haven't called it with any regularity of late.
Well, let it go for most of the second half of the season. Cleared up. Bukaboom did not hold it in for the Rangers. Leach goes back to get it. Ron Hextall and net for the Islanders, trying to come away with this vital win for New York. At center, Malakoff lost it. Here's Messier for the trick to Graves. Shot blocked, rebound loose. Ferraro's got it. Great block at the other end by Dennis Vaskey of the Islanders, who blocked that shot. Knocked away by Healy. It came into him off his own man, Bukaboom. Ray Ferraro battling Leach. Back into the middle. Hogue shot. Save made by Healy on Benoit Hogue.
That is a good save by Glenn Healy. Benoit Hogue did well to get this one away. I mean, he was just about out of room when he was getting squeezed off in front, so it had to be a surprise for Glenn Healy. But the Islanders have turned the puck over in the neutral zone 3 times in the last 4 minutes that have led to scoring chances. Dennis Vaskey saved the day on the latest one. Malakoff had Messier get by him, and then Messier back to Adam Graves. Look at Vaskey turning around. He blocked it with his cheek. Al Morganti, how'd it look down there?
He did. When he went down, the puck appeared to go right up, hit him in the face. He got up, felt his jaw. I guess he figured it wasn't anywhere near broken. Skated the bench slowly, and then came over, and Kasparaitis came over, kind of tapped him on the helmet and said, "Hey, good job. It's just your face. We need these points."
Hey, good point.
Uwe Krupp the shot over the head of Glenn Healy. They Whose face is it anyway? That's the difference between a minor and major surgical operation, right? Major if it's you and it's minor if it's anybody else. Cleared out of the zone by Zubov. Kasparaitis bats it in the air. 4 minutes left to go. Third period. The Islanders leading at 5-4. Rangers have scored the last goal. Messier's got 2 in the game and had the last one to make it a 1-goal game again. Hextall leaves it for Kasparaitis. Rangers intercept Esa Tikkanen on a bad pass. The Islanders will get away with it. That's twice in this period. Marius Kasparaitis has floated one out to a Ranger in the middle and did not clear the zone, and both times the Islanders have avoided the bullet. Sent back in for Stefan Matteau, couldn't handle it. 3:30 left to go in the third. Then Healy. Kaminsky was moving up on him.
Actually, a good play by Kaminsky. He worked hard enough to call off the icing because that faceoff was coming back down to Hextall.
Matteau. Matteau takes the hit. Malakoff the puck. Malakoff 2-goal game. Green just takes his time and floats it in. Healy back to get it for Leach. Near side to Bukaboom. 3 minutes, 4 seconds left now. Bukaboom with Larmer in front of him. Stefan Matteau. Poke checked away by Uwe Krug. Puck loose shot. Deflected right back out near the point. Held in nicely by Larmer. Matteau trying to get it to Larmer. He got hit by Uwe Krug first. Back to the point. Bukaboom. Held it in for Kovalev. Kovalev. Tied up by Kasparaitis. They've gone at it all afternoon.
Good play by Kasparaitis. That's how you have to take Kovalev. Don't even look at the puck. Play the body, and he did.
Noonan dumps it back in. Batted up in the air and out of the zone. McGinnis. Marty McGinnis cleared. Bukaboom goes back to get it. 2:30 left to go. Kasparaitis heading to the bench as they change. 2:30 left. Face-off will come in the Islander end with the Islanders up by 1. One more week of the National Hockey League. It ends on Thursday before the Stanley Cup playoffs begin. The Islanders need to put up some combination of W's or points to win. That's the schedule remaining for the teams battling for that final spot.
See Florida's schedule and the Islanders' schedule. They meet one another the last night of the regular season, which is Thursday night. It could be for all the marbles.
Florida's going to have some heavy hockey interest here in the final week of the season with the Islanders down there to play both Tampa Bay and the Florida Panthers, rather. Tampa Bay Lightning and the Panthers both on that schedule. Zubov dropped it around the net for Graves. Graves centered. It was blocked in front as Anderson had it blocked by Vaski. Messier, he is wheeling and dealing. Back to the point, shot deflected. Save made by Hextall as Graves batted it twice, and Hextall knocked it away. The game-tying goal is labeled right there.
Great effort by Mark Messier, and the Islanders double covered him, so there were people open in front, and the screen was set up in front of Hextall.
Zubov brings it in. Zubov looking to the middle. Tried to center, had nobody there. Does now at Messier. Cutting shot wide of the net by Graves. Uwe Krug clears it out of the zone. Puck set back, and then at 44 to go in the third. Messier, who's got 2, leading the rush for the Rangers. Dropped it. Graves couldn't tip it. Delgado to Turgeon. Turgeon saw Leach coming. Leach created this chance. Here's Messier for the trick. Save made by Hextall. And Benoit Hogue clears it out on the flip. Healy comes back to get it. Healy jams it around. Oh, the linesman collided with Thomas hard. Comes away to Zubov. Thomas felt that collision, but then Shakti cleared in wide. Thomas right there on the ice, though. Bukaboom couldn't get it. Held in by Leach. Leach shot. Hextall with a blocker. Still has it. Lost it. Rangers trying to get this game tied up. Backed up behind the nets. Just wide. Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen was all alone. Turgeon clears. Healy is still in net at the other end. Under a minute to go in the third period. The Islanders 5, the Rangers 4. Zubov, Nemchinov to Leach. Leach in the middle. Rangers pull Healy. Empty net at the other end. King can ice it. Derek King missed it. Healy coming back out. Nemchinov dropping it back. Tied up Green. 31 seconds to go in the game. The Islanders 5, the Rangers 4. King missed the empty net when Healy was heading to the bench. Healy is still in right now. Kasparaitis flips and misses. Weimer sends it in. Healy heads to the bench. Extra skater out. Travis Green behind the net. Taken away. Esa Tikkanen. Messier's open in front. Centering pass. Messier got it back. McTavish can't shoot. Blocked. And It's loose behind the net. McTavish, Leach, centering back to Zubov. Zubov drops it back to Leach. Leach wants the wrister. Uwe Krug blocked it. Back to the point. It's over. The Islanders win it 5-4.
Everything you could want in a hockey game and a little more. What a finish. What a finish.
The New York Islanders now 2 points ahead of Florida for that final playoff spot with the victory here. 5-4. What a game. Malakoff 2 goals. McGinnis had a goal and 2 assists. Green 3 assists. King 2 assists. Fans still reminding the New York Rangers about 1940, but folks, the Rangers were ready and played a hell of a game. Islanders win it 5-4. John?
As a result of the Islanders winning and the Philadelphia Flyers losing, the Flyers have been eliminated from the race. It now comes down to the Panthers and the Islanders. The Islanders lead by 2 points. They have 2 left. The Panthers have 3 left, and the final game of the season against each other. It has been terrific. Elsewhere, Dallas facing the St. Louis Blues, trying to improve their seed. Peter Nedved comes up with this goal in a 2-1 contest. Just fires it towards the net, slips inside the post. It has tied the game at 2-2. There's about 5 minutes to go in regulation. When we come back, we will take you out for the rest of regulation and overtime if they have one. It's a great final weekend of the National Hockey League here on ABC. We'll get back with more of it in just a moment.